All right, what's going on, everyone? This is the second episode of Power Talk. I'm here with two SBC members. I have Fernando and Sam with me. We're gonna just talk about anything soccer related. We're gonna just go deep in discussion about anything that's going on in the world right now. So I'm really gonna start off with a good one. Mbappe to Real Madrid is I'm gonna say 99% confirmed at this point. So
Basically.
what do we think?
I think, honestly, it's gonna be so hard for teams to beat Real Madrid if
I don't know
Mbappe
how
comes.
you beat them. That's my thing.
Jude Bellingham and Mbappe.
They're,
Are you kidding me?
For me, they're basically the two best players in the world right now.
Unbeatable. They're unbeatable. The rumor is true. They're unbeatable. But I'll say this. I want to until Fabrizio Romano confirms it. I won't believe it because 2 years ago this happened, and in the end of the day he stayed at PSG.
See, here's my thing. He's confirmed it to an extent that he didn't last time. Like it's more in
Right.
like he's pursued it more this time, I think, and I think he literally had some meeting with the France president yesterday or something, or he had
I
some
saw something
crazy
about it.
meeting, and I was like, okay, this is.
He's trying to convince the president not to leave.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there, but if you have Rodrigo, Mbappe, and Vinny up top
Good
with
luck.
Bellingham in the midfield at Valverde,
Modric, I think it is. It might be.
if Modric stays, if Cruz stays, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, dude. And then if you add Alphonso Davies is rumored to be
and then Courtois still your goalie, one of the best goalkeepers.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's coming back.
I think if both of them go, it would be a flop if they don't. Well, they also lose as what's the coach's name? I'm blanking.
Oh no, Ancelotti.
No, he's staying.
He's staying.
He's
He
staying.
just signed a contract with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I think if they sign both of them, then it's a flop for them next season if they don't win the Champions League.
No, I agree. In fact,
100%.
they can finally compete against Man City.
I think that would be that. I hate to say this because of our next topic, obviously. I think that would probably be one of the greatest Champions League finals potentially that we could ever watch if that happened. Man City next year versus that Madrid team next year could literally be it's generational. You have Haaland and Mbappe going against each other,
and
then
the last few Champions League finals have been
they've been I think the last three finals have been ended at 1-0.
Yeah, and and already before the final, you already know who was going to win. It wasn't that competitive at that stage. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
personally,
I mean, last year I was going in knowing that Man City was going to win that game. The question to me was how much the score was going to be.
My favorite part was when I saw this thing on X now, not Twitter anymore.
Yeah.
But if the fans were they're golf clapping after they just won a treble, they're we won.
Yeah, they were that excited anymore.
Won a treble, and
it took you billions of dollars to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of not Man City, let's flip the script. For those who don't know, on this show, I am a Man United supporter. They're playing right now against Nottingham Forest. I don't know how the game's going.
Let's check.
The first half was. I don't know. I don't know how the first it's hard to watch. So it was really nice. It's still 0-0. Okay. It was really nice to watch them in the first. When Højlund has looked great. He looks like he's developing. He's keeping us he's keeping us in games. He's holding the ball well. He's distributing well. He's scoring. Yeah. Looks like he got his confidence. Of course, he gets hurt. He's out. He's not going to play. Well, the Manchester Derby's on Sunday. He's not playing. So I think we might get killed. But
probably
even if you had him, you would get killed either way.
I mean, yeah. I think, but if they see, here's my issue with Man United is that when they have everyone healthy and when they play the way they can play, they're good. It's just for some reason we do well and then we just want to set ourselves back almost or
yeah, I agree.
It's so I don't know how to describe it. It's so weird being a fan of them and it's just. But I wanted Ten Hag. If you're the new owner of Man United, what do you do? Do you keep him? Do you get rid of him?
I don't know.
Get rid of him.
I don't know. I mean, he did revitalize your club last year. He did win you a trophy again.
It's so.
Yeah, but I don't think. I think it's enough.
Yeah.
For what Manchester United means to
exactly.
But I'll say also you're right. But I'll say you're right about this. I mean, Man United was in a group in the Champions League with Bayern and two clubs that I would say are mid, and they didn't even go to Europa League. They finished last in that group, and I think that's been very, very embarrassing.
Right.
I think that was a low for us, like losing that Champions League, because I mean, this is not a shot at Copenhagen or the other, but like we are a team that should be going through. You're playing against two teams from not as great leagues who are not as good, who don't have as much money, who don't have as much support. It should have been a free, like at least
a free ticket to the round of 16.
Like I mean, yes, of course, Bayern. Like we knew we weren't going to be Bayern.
Yeah,
I didn't think we were going to be. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to win the group. I thought we were going to get second. Like
but you will be fine with that.
If you get second, we're fine with that. Exactly. It's better to progress and not progress at all. And the worst part is you didn't even make it to Europa League.
Yeah, so I think we're literally in the FA Cup right now. Like I said earlier, we're playing Nottingham. This is the only silverware we can win this season. So the only issue I have with them keeping him or not keeping him, like I've looked up, like what do you do as like the new ownership standpoint kind of thing, is yes, like you said, like we won silverware. Like he's gotten us, like I mean, Hoyland was a good signing. Anthony, like.
Let's not
talk about that. It's not topic.
He's developed Garnacho and Menu. Like they look.
Yeah,
Garnacho looks amazing.
So, that's the only thing he's got going for him. But I feel in the past that our coaches get criticized way too much for. Because yes, like we're one of the biggest clubs in the world, so you're going to get criticized no matter what. But I think we, as a fan base, kind of have to take it to a level, like a certain extent. Like there's like yes, criticize him. There is a certain standard, like you said, we have to live up to. But there's also we don't have Wayne Rooney, Ronaldo, like Paul Scholes, like all of these like legends that played for Sir Alex. You have to also put that into like the factor. Like Casemiro. Don't get me wrong, Casemiro is good. Varane is good. Alessandro Martinez, when he's healthy, good. Onana, sore subject. We have the players. It's just they're not.
Yeah, I agree.
There's just pieces that are missing, I think.
Yeah, look. Also, like I'll say this, like about the Man United job. It's always hard when you go.
It's hard.
It's always hard. Yeah. I'll say it's probably one or the second most hard job in all of soccer.
It's up there. It's got to be top 3 because you have so much pressure from the media because of the amount of people that support the team. It's such like a
exactly.
And not just that. Just when Sir Alex Ferguson was there, like he was bringing
so
much
to that standard. Like that.
No, but that's the thing. That standard was expected when he left.
Yeah, and now it's so much pressure on not only Ten Hag. So everybody that goes there is gonna have the same pressure. Yeah. Like to be as big as Sir Alex, that probably it's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
I want them to sign Verpong from Leverkusen, the outside back,
the fast right back.
40 million release clause. That is an absolute. I don't like. Sign me up, managers. Listen to me right now. 40 million release clause is insane for the talent he is. Okay. That is insane. $40 million. You should be like barking at him to come to your club.
And unless you're Barcelona, so good.
Leverkusen, who like that's another
team.
Xabi Alonso, great coach. What does he do? Do you go to Liverpool? Do you stay? Do you try and keep building what you do? I mean, Barcelona, Xabi's gone. What do you do?
Probably Barcelona.
No, because
he was a Real Madrid player.
Yeah, he would never do it.
Okay, I don't think he would do it. But yeah, Liverpool. He played for Liverpool, so that's also it can help a lot. And clubs leaving. So that's a big aspect. I think he already showed how what he can build and how he actually works. Mm-hmm. Leverkusen with not huge stars, he's beating Bayern.
He's gonna win
on the league. They're winning the league.
They're gonna win the league.
They're gonna win the league, and they're doing good in everything else. So I think he already show up, and it should be a good step for him to go to Liverpool if that happens.
Look, the thing with Xabi Alonso is that it's incredible how much progress he's made. They were when he got there, Leverkusen was nothing. Let's be honest, and he got and did just I would say 3 years if I'm not wrong. He just made them a title content. He made them probably going to be champions of Bundesliga this year. Mm-hmm. And even in an era where Bayern upgraded, let's be honest, they got Kane, they got better.
I think they got better from a player standpoint, but Tuchel was never the right answer in my opinion. I don't know why he left Chelsea because
he got fired. He got fired.
Did he get fired?
Yeah,
I thought he left on his own.
No, he got fired.
He did? Okay.
I think.
So, okay, for him, then I guess, yes, of course you go to Bayern. But it just hasn't translated at all. They have relied on Kane so it's bad. It's to an extent that you can't play like that. That's not how this game. It's not how the game works. You can't rely solely on a striker. I think I saw the
like
stat.
27 goals.
He's had like 27 goals in like 25 games.
Yeah.
9 assists. Their next best scorer is like Leroy Sané, who's like got like 8.
Exactly.
Also, Bayern has so much talent, which is like the worst part, and you're depending so much on a striker. Like that's not right. And I'll say this, like, and about Alonso, like, it's so hard decision for him because when you make that step up, it could always go wrong. Let's be honest. But so like, it's better. Sometimes you have to choose. What do you want to do? Like, take that next step, knowing that there's the risk of not going well, or do you stay in that comfort zone? And here, what Leverkusen is, he's going to win the league. He's going to the Champions League next year. So in my opinion, if I was Xabi Alonso, I would stay one more year at Leverkusen, see how it goes with them in the Champions League. Keep developing, keep building up your resume as well, and then if you feel ready, take that next step to Liverpool or whatever club offers you.
I like that. If I was him, I would kind of do the same. But my only counter to that is Klopp is leaving now and is leaving this season, so they got to find a replacement. Like you can't leave like a void.
You cannot leave that opportunity that like Liverpool needs you. Like actually, so
you know something I just read recently. He was favoring Bayern Munich over Liverpool.
That I don't like that at all because you're going from Leverkusen, this team you've built, and you're basically, I mean, you're making them rivals at this point. Like you guys are now like every time Bayern faces you, they think, wow. Like, we got to really, like, play our A game when we're playing this team. Mm-hmm. Like Sam said, I think it's too big of an opportunity to leave at Liverpool. I know there's, like, I mean, Van Dijk is how old? He's probably, like, 29, 30.
He's probably going to be in his 30s, like, next year or something.
Robertson and Trent is still a great outside duo back. You have Konate.
32.
He's 32, so he's going to be digressing like, at this point. I like Konate a lot. Mm-hmm. He's actually Alisson's getting older. You lost Firmino. I think it's a good point for him to go, and people will follow. I think people will be like, you know what? I want to play for Xabi Alonso, and I want to play for a big team like Liverpool. I want to go there.
Yeah, but the thing about going to the Premier League, it's way different to the Bundesliga. And it's the most, and it's very, very competitive. Like. There's so many great teams in the Premier League. That's the thing with like going to the Premier League. Like you have so much like expectations, no matter what club you are in, and you don't even a little letdown can cost you so much in the Premier League. Yeah, so that's why I think like if I was Xabi, I would stay Leverkusen because I would have relief and security, job security in Leverkusen. Because in Liverpool, you can do bad for like say a little bit, and then you can get fired because there are so many expectations they're expecting from you.
That's true too. And in the Premier League is the hardest league in the world. Like every team can beat you, even the ones that are coming right away from the championship. So yeah, I think it's hard, but I think he also is like he has the ability to work with that. He is also a team that he already knows. He knows the organization. It's not like completely new market for him. He also played and. He played over there too, so he kind of knows the league. He knows like the rhythm or how the game works over there. So I think it's a great opportunity. Honestly.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't have been surprised if Ancelotti didn't stay in Madrid if he went to Madrid as well. If you consider that.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, when he goes to Brazil, you're saying not this like he goes 2025. I'm assuming.
No, he's not doing
that. He's not doing that.
He's taking Madrid. That's what I'm saying.
That's gone. That's gone.
Oh wow,
that's not happening anymore.
Brazil, I think they have a new coach and everything.
Yeah. Oh okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just can't see him staying. Unfortunately for Leverkusen, I can't because it's just too much. It's just too great of an opportunity to pass up, especially if they win the league. Right. Do they win the league? That's also like, are Liverpool going to keep this up? Can they? Like their schedule's not as like the top 3 or top 4 right now have pretty significant schedules coming up. Yeah. So Man City's gotten they got KDB back. He looks good. Liverpool is they're up top of the table right now, so
it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, it's Man City and then Arsenal.
All right. Arsenal's good. They're gonna obviously make Champions League again. I just don't think they can outplay Liverpool and Man City.
Yeah, we're 2 points behind.
Let's not forget Arsenal beat Liverpool.
What's the table like right now?
Yeah, so it's Liverpool first with 60 points.
Okay.
Then Man City with 59.
Okay.
And Arsenal with 58.
Oh wow!
And the closest is Aston Villa with 52 points.
Correct.
If you want to know, Man United has 44 points, and you're in sixth actually.
Fulham last weekend killed us. If we win that game, you're 5 points behind Villa. You have momentum building, and now you completely at home. It's even worse. Was it? It was at Old Trafford?
It was at Old Trafford.
That's even worse in my opinion. Right. You're playing at one of the best stadiums out there, and you lose. This isn't you're not a shot at Fulham to a lower tier team.
Mid.
Yeah. They're not. You should be winning that game. That is.
No, I agree with you.
You should be winning, and they might.
At this point of the season, we gotta win those games.
I'll say this to you: it's better to be a Man United fan right now than a Chelsea fan myself.
Okay, yeah, that's.
Yeah, 100%.
I think you guys are Chelsea's also playing right now in the FA Cup. They got scored on. Leeds scored in the first 10 minutes, and I thought it was going to be the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, it's 2-2 right now.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Okay. I personally, I'm not a Man United fan that doesn't like Leeds or that dislikes Leeds. I actually don't mind Leeds because I think Brendan Aronson played for them,
right?
And Tyler Adams, so I kind of was
that's understandable.
I kind of leaned to them a little 100%. Bit. So.
That's cool.
Yeah, Chelsea's. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I feel bad, but I don't because I hate Chelsea.
91st minute.
It's a good thing. We're in the same scenario, but not. See, Chelsea's signed too many people to be this bad. At least we suck and we have time to buy people. You've bought $1 billion in the past 3 transfer windows.
Right. Too many people and expensive people.
Yeah, that's what thing. I don't like the owner. What the motivation he's taking with this club. He thinks money is the way to go. Just buying all these players will get you that thing. And also, I've never been a fan of hiring Pochettino. I was never a fan of him. I just thought that was not a good hire. And I think he should get fired in my honest opinion. You lose that I think they bottled that Carabao Cup. Final.
Yeah,
but I know, Liverpool were playing with we're playing with a C team.
Right.
They were playing with a C team.
True.
And playing with literal children.
They're children. Most of the players on that team are youth players. Yeah, they might be younger.
They're younger than you for sure.
Yeah,
they're probably younger than.
And they lose in extra time. You don't even go to penalties. You had so many opportunities, and yet you lose that game. Yeah. That's ridiculous in my honest opinion.
To be fair, they do have a good academy, but still, it's embarrassing. I mean, your injuries haven't helped. I will give you that, and I think we're in that same boat that way. But again, it's just inexcusable. You have your bench could start for majority of the Premier League.
100%.
No, I completely agree with you.
Who is your a good starting rotation for Chelsea? I watch good Premier League. I watch the majority of them, but I'm not always gonna turn on Luton and Saudi Arabia. But
no, I understand.
But not Saudi Arabia. Luton and
Southampton.
Southampton, yes. Or just a team 2 lower tier teams. I might not watch that game.
Yeah.
But in a way, I watch Chelsea to an extent. I don't even know what a perfect lineup for them looks like.
Yeah, they always rotate. They never have a system.
See, you have to, as a coach, you have to have a certain standard and a certain lineup that when they go out, that's your best team. That's your best 11 that I can put on the field, and they're going to produce me what I want to see.
Yeah.
You don't even have that.
I don't think he found it yet, and that's a big problem.
Also, something I want to talk about is the midfield. You have a fantastic midfield in Caicedo, Enzo, and Gallagher, and yet they struggle.
I love Conor Gallagher.
You see them play, and they struggle. And
Conor Gallagher is so underrated. One of the best midfielders in the Premier League. Genuinely,
I agree.
Caicedo he's a fouling merchant, in my opinion. He kind of doesn't. I don't know. I don't like him. He
hasn't done that good, but
based on his
personally, that I see a lot of South American soccer. So in the qualifiers for the World Cup with Ecuador, he's doing great. Also, when he was playing still like in Ecuador, he was doing great too. He's a great player with a lot of potential. Personally, I think. For me, it was a lot what they paid.
Yeah,
it hasn't been worth it yet.
You can't pay that much. I agree.
It hasn't been worth it yet. But I think he can do great things. Also with Enzo Fernandez, he was expensive too.
He cost like 110 if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but he already showed what he can do in the World Cup. So
that's true. He
has great this midfield has very good potential.
Right.
It just has not been
living up to
enough. I don't think it has been enough time to give them fairness. It hasn't been enough time for them to both develop. I think they need to play Caicedo in a pivot almost to have him like in that role, because he looks good when I think that's what you're talking about in like the South American like qualifiers.
Right.
I think he plays a pivot.
Yes.
And that's exactly what he should be doing, but he does it for Chelsea, which is why that's coaching. That just goes down to the coaching.
And I keep telling you, Pochettino's not the guy.
And also for the Premier League, I think sometimes you need experience on your team.
Yeah,
it's really important. And so having too many young guys, like these two, for example, leading your team, I don't know if it's the best way to do it. So I don't know. I don't know what will be like a good answer for them.
Yeah,
they just scored though. Conor Gallagher, 90 minutes.
Hey, your guy.
See,
hey, nice.
That's what I mean. He's good. Like you keep him starting, and you keep him in the midfield because you know what? He has that Premier League mindset that people need to like keep.
And you know what? Something about like players too. He loves Chelsea, so he's gonna give you everything he's got for that club. You need those kind of players on Chelsea. Like you need guys who are willing to go out there and give it everything they got for the club. And that's the thing. Like Chelsea doesn't have right now. It just had the only player I can think of right now that has that mentality is Conor Gallagher.
When you won when Chelsea won the Champions League, 3 years ago.
3 against Man City.
That was sort of like it was huge. It was, and then I think
it was not expected.
I did not expect it.
It was very unexpected, and at that point, I don't know what happened because you went from winning the Champions League to you're the top team in the bottom half of the Premier League.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's just like that.
I don't know if it was.
I will say this: ever since Abramovich had to leave that club, it's been going downhill because Abramovich had that mentality of I always want to win. I don't care. I want to win. I don't care. We rebuild. I want to win. Now. I'm not waiting. And the thing with this guy is he doesn't have the same mentality as Abramovich did.
Well, who's winning the Champions League this year? Besides, I don't want to hear a Man City. Let's hear something other than Man City because I honestly don't.
Real Madrid.
No, I'm not. I can't. I can't. I
don't like Real Madrid either, but
it's gonna happen.
They have shown that in Real Madrid in Champions League, there's nothing you can do against. Honestly, they have a different, I don't know, way to play the game when they play Champions League specifically. You don't see the same phase of that team in the Spanish league compared to the Champions League. The Champions League, they're transformed to I don't know, they're better. They're just better.
They're like David, like Goliath.
They flick on a switch almost. It's Champions League time. Here we go. Yeah. And they just win.
Yes.
They just win in the Champions League.
I'll say this. That run they went on in 2022, that might be, in my opinion, the greatest Champions League run I've ever seen in my life. You beat a PSG team that had Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi.
Yeah.
You beat a Chelsea team that was the reigning champion at the time. And they always make comebacks, which is the most important. And then you beat the favorite Man City. And they always make comebacks. And they always make that comeback.
Yes.
They never gave up. They always stay true to that mentality.
So that I agree with you with Real Madrid winning, but my only thing is Benzema. Them getting rid of Benzema. I know he's older, but he just scores.
Yes.
He's in the right position all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know how.
And he was the one who made those comebacks that we were talking about.
Yeah.
So he was the one who started.
I remember literally remember watching that game on my phone, and I was just in shock.
I know.
I was in shock.
I didn't know. I was like, of course.
Yeah,
Rodriquez comes back and wins. And I knew from that point on they were going to win.
I remember the PSG game. I remember I was doing something, and then I get a notification. My phone says PSG scored Mbappe goal, and I was like, oh, it's 2-0. It's pretty much over. Then I see 2-1. I'm like, what the heck just happened? And then I remember the Man City game. I was watching it, and I was ready to make fun of my friend who's a Madrid fan. And then 2 minutes later, they scored 2 goals. They go to overtime. I'm like, no way is this happening.
Talking about Benzema, I wanted to ask both of you about your opinions on the Saudi Pro League, because I personally don't have an affirmative stance on it, but I don't like it.
Okay. So me personally, I haven't watched.
I haven't watched
it. Me neither.
There are cool players, of course.
Yeah.
Players that I wish they were still in Europe to make them even more fun. Those leagues.
Mane, I can name one.
Yeah. So there's many. One of my favorite players ever is Neymar. He's playing over there too. And yeah, it sucks for me that, of course, I know it's money and they're hoping the best for the future, and they're going there, to have that economic stability for the rest of their lives, I guess.
I agree.
But yeah, it's for me. It makes the European soccer or football less fun, losing those players because they're playing there, and so I don't enjoy it, honestly.
I don't enjoy it either. I hate to see that players are going to this league just for money. In Europe, the quality in Europe is so much better than Saudi Arabia. Other than before those guys went there, name me a player who was good in Saudi Arabia.
Exactly.
You can't name anyone because the quality was so bad. So what I understand, you're going for the money. I completely agree with Sam. You're going for money. When you think about going somewhere, money has to be the first thing that comes to your mind, because you have to think what's best for me, what's best for my family, financially wise. So I get why these players are doing it, but I hate to see these players being taken away from Europe. And ever since the Saudi Arabia started playing, I don't feel I feel less excited to watch the Champions League knowing that these players are not there anymore.
I like that. And I think I understand it from a financial standpoint. Of course you want to set up your family for the foreseeable future with some of these contracts that these guys are getting.
Yes.
You're setting up your family for a lifetime. I understand. But as a player, as a former player, there was a certain mindset I had where I wanted to play, and I wanted to play at the top level. I wanted to play against the best people.
Right.
I want to keep myself in that conversation for as long as I possibly can.
Yeah, achieve your goals.
Yeah, there's a certain extent. At that time, you're 37, 38. Okay, you know what? Fine. You've done what you can. Thank you. You can go to the MLS, Saudi.
Ronaldo,
go get your money.
Messi did it.
That's fine. Yeah, Ronaldo and Messi did it. But I think people like you said, Mane and Neymar and these other players that still have so much to give it's enraging as a fan. It's enraging.
Ronaldo and Messi did it, but they already
achieved so
much.
They
already got everything.
They've had it. They've established themselves as the two best players
in the world
to grace the game.
Exactly.
So their resume is complete.
They deserve a pass.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying this is a Ronaldo Messi thing.
No.
I think it's those people you're talking about. Mane, Neymar. Who else went? Ruben Neves.
Benzema.
Exactly.
Benzema.
How did I forget that name?
For me,
Conte, who just
Conte too. Oh, Mendy.
Yes. Yeah. There's many.
Koulibaly.
Yeah, exactly.
Kessie, Frank Kessie.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't enjoy it as a fan. I understand it. I understand money is important. Yes, of course. But there's just something you have to keep yourself at a point to as a professional. As you literally are a professional sports player, you get the opportunity to play what you love. You get to do what you love for millions of dollars. You have to keep a certain standard for yourself.
You know what I'll say? I respect Mbappe for this. I remember when he was trying to they were offering when this saga was happening of leaving PSG. I remember the one Saudi Arabian club offered him $1 billion just for 1 year.
Yeah.
1 year, and he declined it.
Yeah.
So I respect him for doing.
Yeah, because have that mindset that you were talking about.
I think that was great too. I kind of forgot about that. I think him doing that, if he left, then it would have started a wave domino effect that would have just created havoc. Because if people like say you're Mbappe, you leave. I see you do that. Then I'm going to go to these clubs and say, "Hey, I'm a pretty good player. Can you give me like $400 million?"
Exactly. I mean,
and who's turning that down? I mean, most people like $400 million is $400 million.
Yeah, and it starts the wave of more players going. Like if Mbappe went, like, would you be surprised if you see a Haaland try to go to Saudi Arabia at some point? Or
that's right. Yeah, like that's what we're saying. Is it was good for Ronaldo to. I mean, I'm a Messi guy personally.
Same.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. Messi is the GOAT. I don't want to hear anything from anyone else. Watch his dribbling compilations, then you'll understand. But I think it was good for him to like expand to like try and get another league into the conversations and But just other people like I don't want the other people that left. It still it blows my mind. Like Mane specifically, that was so stupid. You went to Bayern for a year or two, and then now you're playing in a league that only certain people can watch.
I think Benzema was the one that I think like shocked me and like I think it annoyed me the most because he was like still in his prime. Like he was coming off a Champions League about like a year ago. Yeah. He led the Real Madrid to the semifinals before being knocked out by Man City, obviously. And then he just leaves. I get the money wise.
Yeah, but he's still 36 years old.
Yeah, he's a little more reasonable than others.
Yeah,
but he still had the game.
Yes, true. But Messi also has the game. You know.
But now when you go to the Euro, like the Euros are coming up, 2024.
Yeah.
Right.
You're playing people that are in the Saudi Arabian leagues that are not as good as the Premier League, the Bundesliga, La Liga, those leagues. So you're lowering even a standard for your country too.
Exactly.
I never thought about that. Good point.
You're playing worse people, so you're gonna lower your standard to yourself.
Right.
And then now your country, something you want to represent, is now taking a hit for that.
Maybe they don't even call you to go play.
Exactly. That's true. I completely agree with you, Sam. Like they don't call you because they see that you're playing in a league where it's like mediocre and like not many good players.
Benzema is a different case because he haven't been playing in the French national team because personal problems.
Mane will probably get called because I mean like he is.
Oh yes, Senegal stars, but yeah.
But I mean like I wouldn't be shocked if Neymar doesn't get called up.
Nah, he's the captain. Yeah,
but do you see him starting for the team, for the country?
It's difficult because who's you starting, Neymar or you starting Vinny?
That's my.
I think right now I start Vinicius.
That's the thing.
I mean, right now, yeah.
Yes, I agree. But the thing about Neymar. Like, he was so good in Barcelona. He goes to PSG again for money, and he wanted to show that the world that he was better than Messi.
Right.
But mostly the money motivated him to do it. He goes to PSG, and look how his career has fallen down.
Yeah, but going to PSG, he was also he wanted to be like the leader of that team and get PSG to win a Champions League that they didn't want, you know? Mm-hmm. But because, he was a star, but he was a star behind Messi and Suarez maybe too, because the three of them were crazy.
Mm-hmm.
When he left to PSG, it was like a whole different thing. Now I'm the leader of this team. Now we're going to win a Champions League, like, you guys behind me. It didn't happen, but I guess that was his plan too.
Yeah, I don't think he expected Mbappe to be like he didn't go there and think, okay, I'm now gonna fall behind this kid again.
That is younger than me, and he just came. Yeah, it was hard.
I think Neymar deserves to be caught up. There's no debate about that. I think other people that like Firmino, if he was still playing at a top flight, I think he would get caught up. But I don't think he is.
That is true.
I don't think he will.
No,
that's true.
If he was still at Liverpool, even if he went to a different team, like a Bayern or a smaller team in the Premier League, just something else.
Let's say he goes to Everton. Something like that.
I mean,
but like a lower team in the Premier League. Let's say like he already played there. it
Forest,
can be
maybe?
Yeah, whatever. It can be like it will be a better option than going to Saudi Arabia.
Like, I mean, let's think about. I remember Giovanni Reina. Like, he was getting excluded in Dortmund, and I mean, instead of like going to a like Saudi Arabian or trying to go down like to those planet like money wise leagues, he chose to go down to Forest. He went down to Forest and he's trying to rebuild his career there.
Yeah. I think Sarah's gonna appreciate this. So Sarah, you're welcome. The U.S. women's national team lost to Mexico the other night. And I honestly, I used to watch them. My family's a big fan. I am a fan. I like watching them because they are a top women's soccer team. And 100%. They're good.
Yes.
But all of a sudden, they have just declined. And I don't know if that's because they're losing their stars. But it's just not the same. It's just not the same. Like, I watched the highlights. It's not the same. It's not. They don't look. I think it's a coaching issue. Again, I don't think they have a good coach. They haven't had a good coach for a while, and it's the same thing with the men's national team.
But, right. And they struggle in the World Cup. They have been
dominant. They didn't even do good in the World Cup.
Yeah. And the previous ones they have been dominant.
Like, it was obvious that
they were a post away from being eliminated in the group stage.
Yes.
I didn't even know that. They were what? Huh?
They almost got eliminated in group stage.
See, that's embarrassing. Sure. Yeah. If we're one of the best, like, girl soccer teams, like, nationally, we should not be getting almost eliminated in group stage. That's what I'm saying. Is it a fall? Are they falling off? Can they keep up the standard that they had? Because what do you do? Is it a coaching thing? Is it you just don't have as much talent, or are people just not as experienced and it's just a time thing?
I would say it's a combination of both. I mean, like, I remember when in the 2015, 2019 times when they won the World Cup, they had culture, they had a good coach. That coach was there. After the coach left, like, it pretty much went downhill. And also, like, there were leaders in that team. There was Morgan, there was Rapinoe, there were like really good players there, and now age caught up to them, so that's why and no one's been able to step up for that country.
I think it's a generational thing that maybe those players that were leading the team, they're not here anymore, as Fernando said. But yeah, I would say that they're probably gonna figure it out, because I think the structure like that we have here in the U.S. for the women's soccer, it's really good compared to many other countries, which maybe we don't have the same for men's soccer, but in women's, like, they actually really care about it, and we're dominant compared to others. So I think it's just a generational thing. Yeah, you lost great players that used to lead your team, and you don't have them anymore, so you got to figure it out. Another girls have to step up, but I just think it's a matter of time, honestly. I don't think it's...
Also, I remember, like, the coach that's right now is the interim. So, like, the coach that's going to enter right now, like, soon is going to enter.
Yeah, it was so exciting. I think it really excited, especially younger, like, soccer player, like, younger female soccer players in the U.S. They looked at them, and they said, I want to be like them, and there was a standard. They're losing it. They just are, and then there's no way to, like, you can't be around the bush here. That they have definitely fallen off, and I think I still think it's coaching, and I agree with you that it's a generational thing too. You have to give them time. You have to let the development happen. Correct. You have to let the academy do their thing, but it's still it's embarrassing.
No, I agree.
From what we used to do.
I mean, like, also, like, you lost to Mexico. Like, my women's team hasn't even beaten the United States team for a long, long time, and yet and for the first time, and I would say, like, I don't know, in years, we finally beat them.
Yeah.
Like, I never expected that to this day to get here.
Yeah, I didn't either, to be honest. That's why I wanted to talk about it, because it's crazy to me, especially because my sister played soccer, and we all, like, my family loves watching, like I said, and it was something that we always watched. We got excited for the Women's World Cup because we thought we were going to win, and now I don't have that feeling. Right. I don't know who's the best competitor to us. It might be Brazil. It might be a different Southern American country. It could be a European country. I don't know who would be better than them right now, but I don't think they are the favorite right now.
No, I agree. Like, it's completely I completely agree with you, Brayden. Like, it's completely noticeable how much that team has fallen off, and I don't even think they're gonna win this cup that like they're playing in right now.
Is it the CONCACAF?
It's called the Gold Cup. I think.
Gold Cup, is that like their equivalent?
Yeah, and I wouldn't even be surprised if they don't win it at all because like it's like obvious like it's something's not working out in that team right now. And like you can't keep depending on an Alex Morgan to be there and save you.
She's sort of like the name that everyone knows. So I think that's why she's still playing. And I think she's still got a little bit left in the tank, but I don't think that there's that much there anymore. Not compared to her past. Her past was, I'm the goal scorer with Abby Wambach, and I'm going to go out there and we're going to win. It was that simple. They put those two up top. You had Sauerbrunn and all these great defenders, and now it's I think
Trinity Rodman.
Dennis Rodman's daughter, right? She plays she's a winger for them.
I didn't know that.
So she's actually really good. She's fast, very quick.
I've seen her play. She's really good.
Really quick. But yeah,
it's unbelievable how much they've fallen off.
They're gonna figure it out.
In fact, I remember seeing this before the cup started. That originally Alex Morgan wasn't gonna get called up, and she never did. But an injury happened, and then she got called up at the end.
All right. Well, that is about all the time we have. Unfortunately, it is hit 4:45. So, guys, it's been a pleasure. Honestly,
thank you for having us on.
Yeah. So.
Thanks.
Thank you both for making the time to come on. I appreciate it. So next week, spring break, we won't be here, so no episode next week, but looking into getting another episode out the following week, so stay tuned for that. And until next time, guys.
Thank you for this.